I get sent tons of beauty products, literally tens and tens of things every month come across my beauty desk. Now, whether I purchase them, because I purchase a lot of the things that I test out, or brands send them to me, they aren't all super interesting. They're just not. In fact, I would say like 80% of the stuff that I either go ahead and buy or that is sent to me is kind of like, meh, not even worth repeating. Now, every so often, something comes across that makes me stop, makes me want to dig a little bit deeper into the ingredients, into the science, into the tech, and actually want to try it out. So those are the products that make it into videos like this one. Today, I pulled together the most unique things that I have either received or purchased in the last little while to share with you. Now, I want to remind you to look at this like a digital magazine. If you are my age, then you may be someone who, like me, would grab a Starbucks, go to Barnes & Noble, grab some magazines, sit yourself down in a comfy chair, and peruse through all of the newness just because you wanted to see it. So that's what this is meant to be, only digitally here on YouTube. So let's get into these cool things because I think they're going to be really fun to peruse and to share, and then definitely to discuss down in the comment section, because that's always it's a great insight for me for sure. Okay, so the first thing we're going to talk about is a new lash serum by the brand Educated Mess. Now, this was sent to me and I was really excited about it because lash serums are everywhere, lash growth serums. But the big question really is, do they work? And can we find a good one without a prostaglandin in it? Now, I've done videos about this because prostaglandin use right around your eyeball is related to some things that we don't want to have happen, like orbital fat loss, discoloration of our eyelid, possible discoloration of our actual iris, stuff like that. So when a brand comes out with one that has ingredients that have data behind it, but doesn't have the prostaglandin in it, that's pretty promising to me. The headline player in this is something called myristoyl pentapeptide 17. So you can think of that peptide as a little motivational coach for your lashes. It can tell your follicles basically, hey, start making more keratin. Keratin being the protein that your lashes are actually built from. So studies, even though they're mostly funded by the cosmetic industry, suggest that consistent use of that ingredient for 6 to 8 weeks can make the lashes look denser and longer. Now, it is not prescription strength, which would be that prostaglandin like Latisse, but it is one of the few cosmetic peptides with published data behind it. So that's very exciting because that is prominent in this ingredient deck. Now, this also has green tea, and that's an antioxidant that can calm inflammation, and that can help the follicles stay in the growth phase longer. That means you're going to get more length out of those lashes. And you're going to get a little bit more density out of that because you have more lashes in the growth phase together. Everything else in this formula, like glycerin, it has sodium hyaluronate, it has some amino acids, it has some plant extracts, they can help to condition the lashes. And so literally we can think of those like lash conditioners that can make our lashes stronger, less brittle, less likely to snap before reaching their full length. And so even though that's not true growth, it can help your lashes look fuller and healthier. Something that's super important about any lash serum is that results take time. So our lash growth cycles are really, really long. So you're looking at 6 to 8 weeks before you even start at all to notice your denser, healthier lashes. All of that is awesome. But this formula is being launched at $35. And I feel like that is a refreshing change from so many lash serums that are literally over $100, easily over $100. So that is the Educated Mess Grow a Pair Lash Serum. Okay, so the next thing we have to talk about is a new Peter Thomas Roth eye product. This product has a bit of a reputation for being a quick fix kind of tightening treatment, and it can work. I'm going to put that out there to begin with, but here's the thing. It doesn't work for everyone, and it definitely comes with some limitations. There was the original formula, and the main player in here, as well as the new formula, is silicates. These are minerals that sit on top of the skin and they form a thin film. And as that film dries, it contracts kind of like a shrink wrap. So if you can imagine spreading a layer of shrink wrap across your skin, a very, very, very thin layer, as it dries, that film will contract just a little tiny bit, and suddenly everything is going to look smoother and tighter. That is what silicates do. And the effect can honestly be super duper impressive, but it's not permanent, and it depends a lot on your skin type, how you apply it, and what else you are using with it. You really can't put makeup or skincare under or on top of this. So that really kind of puts a little bit of a kink into the works. The silicate film doesn't play nicely with other layers at all. So if you try to wear foundation over it, you're likely going to end up with patchiness or pilling. And that's a big reason why there are reviews definitely that are glowing. And then there's other reviews that are not so much, because the people who don't wear makeup, don't wear eye cream, don't wear, they are getting these results that are absolutely amazing. I gotta say that the group that I think this might be amazing for is people who just don't wear any makeup, but they'd like to really tighten up any kind of bags or just smooth that area. And you don't wear makeup, you want a really easy, quick tightening effect. But also another group who might really love this are men. And I could really see that if you have a little bit of eye bags, if you have some crepey skin, that you might really like this, especially if you're a guy. Now, in the new formula, something that I noticed is they made it kind of look like it would be skin colored, or, it has a little bit of a tint to it. When I applied it, it really went on pretty clear. I didn't notice that there was actually any kind of skin coloring once it was on. I will say that if you're going to try this, you use the tiniest amount, spread the thinnest film, and yes, I did put it on, and you will see I put it on with no skincare whatsoever, dry skin, and I have dry skin. And I also wore nothing underneath it. I definitely could see that it smoothed the under eye area. But for me, it's almost like, when would I actually use that? I'm not 100% sure. I mean, I guess in the evening, if I didn't want to wear any sunscreen or anything like that. And I guess, you know what I mean? I don't know. I'm not sure. It definitely does work. It's just, could it work for you with the way that you wear skincare and makeup? Because of course I'm not going to forego like my sunscreen during the day to have a little bit of a smoother under eye. I'm going to play around with it a little bit more, because I definitely like the new formula more than the old formula. I feel like the new formula is a little bit more of a gel, and it leaves less of that white residue. I did not notice the white residue at all. And it does come with a little brush. I didn't even try the brush. I used a small BK beauty brush, but ultimately I ended up just using my fingers because I felt like that worked well. Now, I did try it another time with my Dermatology SPF on underneath it, and it worked. It just didn't work as well. I don't know that it would be worth giving up the rest of my skincare and only wearing sunscreen so that I could put this on under my eyes. Like, you want that wow factor if you're going to use it. But again, I gotta say, if you got a guy in your life, or if you're a guy watching and you have under eye bags, or if you have anywhere on your face where you have a puffiness that you like to kind of contract and tighten up, like I have that in my malar area from, lymphatic drainage. I collect fluid there. It definitely did kind of firm that area up, of course, temporarily. So I do think that this is a very interesting new launch. I would love to hear from you if you've tried this new formula, what you think of it. If you are a guy, I'd love to hear from you. Is this something that you would consider using? Okay, so the next thing we're going to talk about is so exciting because it's about red light therapy. And, red light therapy is one of the most powerful science-backed tools that we have for healthier skin and overall wellness. And I don't know, I think of red light therapy like charging my skin cells' batteries. Your mitochondria, which are the energy factories inside every single cell, they absorb wavelengths of light. Now, at 660 nanometers, red light reaches into the top layers of our skin, and that's where it can stimulate collagen production. It can reduce inflammation. It can boost circulation, and that can give us a nice glow. And I love it for that. I absolutely love it. Now, if you pair that with 850 nanometers, another wavelength that is near infrared light, that penetrates deeper. Now, near infrared goes past the skin into the muscles and into the joints. So think of red light, the 600s, as watering the garden on the surface. That's the flowers and the leaves that you can actually see. And near infrared is like nourishing the roots underground. You need both of them for the whole system to thrive, obviously. When your mitochondria absorb red and near infrared light, they make more ATP. That is cellular energy. You guys have heard me talk about that on this channel many times. It is adenosine triphosphate. And more ATP means that our cells literally have more fuel to repair, rebuild, and function at their best, produce collagen, produce elastin, all of the things that we want our cells to do. When they have more ATP, they can do it better. So for our skin, what does that mean? It means firmer, smoother texture of our skin. It means that we can have calmer redness and less inflammation. For the body, it can mean better muscle recovery after workouts. It's the modality that I like the best out of everything. It is right neck and neck with microneedling. Now, HigherDose came out with an LED mat, and honestly, it's probably the coolest LED launch that I've ever seen. It's mind-blowing. It is 1,000 LEDs. That is a lot of power. And it's designed in a way that is super duper cool. So I got to test out the prototype, and I know that they went through several iterations before they perfected this mat. So they've made it now so that it is very versatile and you can use it in lots and lots of different ways. So you can lay directly on it. And of course, you guys are going to see some B-roll, and I am enclosed in the B-roll because just like I've said over on Instagram, we don't have that kind of channel here. So you want to obviously wear shorts and a tank or whatever because the light doesn't penetrate through clothing. So you can lay on it for a full body recharge. And you could, because it's like it's a mat, but it is very flexible. You could drape it over your couch. You could lay it on your bed. You could lay on your bed and put it over you because it's almost like a blanket. It's a wrap. It's not just a mat. It's not super stiff. You can hang it vertically and use it while you just chill and check your email and maybe pet your dog because animals love red light too. It is so good for them as well. You could stand on it and stretch after you work out. It is the coolest launch. And the fact that it has 1,000 LEDs in it and it uses those proven wavelengths. So like I said, the 660, the 850, I think it's 850 wavelengths, you're going to get everything that you need from red light. I love it. I'm super excited about this one. Now, they're doing like staggered shipments on this one. So last I checked, I think they still had 20% left of them for their October 31st ship date. And then I think the next one after that is November 17th. I think that they're staggering the inventory. So if it's something that you're interested in, go check it out, look through it yourself, see if it's something that is interesting to you because it is an expensive piece of kit. It is definitely an investment, but it's one of those things that definitely has multiple uses and it's at least worth you knowing about, especially if you're somebody who's really into LED like I am. My code works on it. So if it's something that you are considering, you can use my code and I think you get $175 or $180 off. And so it's just worth you knowing about because I do think it's one of the coolest launches, certainly the coolest launch from HigherDose in a while. Okay, so the next one is a really cool launch from Dr. Rajani. Now, I have tested lots of things from Dr. Rajani and I cherry pick the coolest things to share with you. And this is right up there with his LED mask because he has a really fantastic LED mask. He was the first one to come out with the submental piece, and I think that he is just that kind of an innovative creator. So let's talk about this device because it is for your lips and for your gums. It is called the Plasma Glow LED Lip and Mouth System, and it's the first at-home tool that I've seen that really focuses on the mouth area, specifically the lips, the gums, teeth, and even cold sores. And I've not seen anything like that that does all of that together. Gum health alone is huge since about half of adults over 30 have gum disease, and that jumps with age, of course. It has a wavelength that is 460, which is blue light. Now that can target bacteria and it can support whitening teeth or teeth whitening. Now, I'm not using it for that because I have a mix of veneers, I have crowns, I have some porcelain in there along with my, teeth. So I'm not whitening my teeth, but I think that that's a super cool feature on this device. It also has 605 and 630. Now that's red and orange light, and that can help to boost circulation and it can help to boost collagen in your lips. It can help your gums to be healthier. It also has 660, and that is a deep red. That goes further into the tissue, just like we were talking about with the matte. Then it has 880. That is near infrared. That's also supportive of your gums, and it can help with submucosal healing. So it really helps with your mouth healing. Now, the cool thing about this is that it has 1072 on the outer part of one of the devices. So it comes with two devices and they do all of these different combos. So 1072 is antiviral. It also is nerve calming, which is why it can help to shorten cold sore duration. So it is set up with 4 treatment modes, so you can mix and match depending on your concern. The other thing about 1072 that I think is really, really cool, the CurrentBody mask actually has 1072 around the mouth and under the eyes because it is one of the wavelengths that is shown to help with under eye bags and also with collagen, like really helping with collagen. It is an exciting wavelength. And I want to note though, you can't see it. It is not in the visible light spectrum. So when you use the combo, if you happen to decide to do this, or anytime you're using 1072, just know you can't see it. So it's not that it's not working, it's just that it is not visible to us. So what you need to know is that in this little device, you're getting all of these different layered light therapy. And that is just like with that matte. It's going to spark your mitochondria. It is going to kickstart healing. It's going to help with repair. It's going to help with collagen activity. And I just think that it's a really exciting launch from the brand. I think the treatment times are 3 minutes. I know that the one that I've done so far, which I like to do the 1072, even though I don't ever get cold sores. I've never had a cold sore, but I know that 1072 is so good for collagen that I do the one that is for cold sore and for gum health. That's the treatment I've done. It's 3 minutes. So the brand did have some clinicals of their own that showed improvement in smoothness and color and fine lines. It showed 2 to 6 shade teeth whitening improvement over a couple of week time. It showed measurable reductions in inflammation and better circulation in the gums. And of course, this is all done by the brand, but I do think that it's really interesting and it lines up with what you would expect from light therapy applied in this way. And so the device actually goes inside your mouth, but also treats the outside of your mouth. Now, they do include also a free Glow White. This is a teeth whitening gel. This comes with it right now anyway. I don't know if forever it's free, but this comes with the kit. So you also get this whitening gel that you can use in conjunction with the blue light. So anyway, I think that that is a super cool new launch from Dr. Rajani. And just like his LED mask, just like most of the things that he launches, they are different. They are not like everything else that we see on the market. I have seen lip LEDs launched before, but I've never seen one with those wavelengths, and I've never seen one where you can do different combos and treat the gums, the actual lips, outside of the lips, cold sores. I've never seen that. Teeth whitening. So that's really cool. Okay, the next thing that I picked up that I'm really excited about is by Rhode Beauty. This is a mist. This is the Glazing mist. And there's one reason and one reason only why I picked this up. Well, that's not true. I love mists. I think that they are just the easiest, best way to get a little douse of hydration. And I don't know, it just feels pampering to use a mist, in my opinion. Now, I also like to use mists, like I will mix them with makeup to sheer it out so that I have more of like, if I have a cream product like I did today, I can sheer it out so that it's more like a tinted moisturizer almost. So I get this skincare benefit along with my makeup, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so that's kind of why I like mists. I love them. I think that they are just a fun part of any skincare routine. But this one drew my attention in particular because it contains an ingredient called ectoin. Now, I have a whole video coming on ectoin because it is one of those ingredients that is really, really coming on right now. You've probably seen the Paula's Choice 7% ectoin booster. So that's like one of the first things, although I will say that I think that Prequel beat Paula's Choice to the punch because Prequel has had a product that has ectoin in it for a little while as well. A couple products, actually. Anyway, the reason why ectoin is so cool is that it is something called an extremolite. These are molecules that bacteria make to survive in extreme environments. So like salt lakes, deserts, even hot springs. So you can think of ectoin as a little survival backpack that bacteria carry around. And inside the backpack, they have extra water, protective gear, and sunscreen. It keeps them from drying out, overheating, or collapsing under stress. It is such a cool ingredient. I just think it's one of those things that like we're going to see it everywhere because it is also an instant gratification. It literally goes in and immediately hydrates and plumps the skin. So the Rhode put that into this mist. And so I thought that is new and interesting. I haven't seen ectoin in other mists. It probably exists somewhere else in some other mist. I have seen it, like I said, in the Paula's Choice Booster. I have seen it in some Korean products. I've also seen it in, like I said, some Prequel products, but none of those were mists or essences. So this one was really interesting to me. Now, once I got it, I tried it out. This is another one where the reviews are really interesting. They are hit and miss because I think if you're oily skin, you may not like this. It's going to give you too much hydration. You might even think that it makes you look greasy. For somebody like me with dry skin, it is beautiful. I feel like I put it on and it instantly makes my skin look lively. It reminds me a lot of my forehead. When I put that on, I feel immediately like quenched. I love it. Now, the sprayer on this guy is gorgeous. That's another thing with a mist. You got to have a good sprayer. You want that experience. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, I love it. I feel like this was a great launch if you have the right skin for it. So if you are somebody with dry skin or even normal to dry skin and you like really easy skincare, or you want to infuse your current makeup with just a little bit more hydration, this is something definitely worth checking out. And be on the lookout for that video about ectoin because I'm super excited to give you a bunch more information about that ingredient because I think that that is going to be the it ingredient for a lot of people. And that Paula's Choice booster is not the only game in town. And I do think that there are other things that people might, there are options out there when it comes to that ingredient. That video will be coming soon. Anyway, that is the Rhode Glazing Mist, which is super duper interesting by using that innovative ingredient. The next thing we're going to talk about is an LED mask from CurrentBody. Now, you guys know that the CurrentBody Series 2, it was launched last year in the fall, and it is still my favorite mask. It is still my recommendation this year. I don't know. It would take a really amazing launch to knock this one off its pedestal. I love it, and I plan to just continue recommending this one. I'm not going to throw at you a new LED mask that is for anti-aging because I think this one is so good. So this is the one that has the red and the near infrared. It also has that 1072 around the mouth and under the eyes, and it has the submental piece that is so great. The fit is incredible, and it also has the Veritas where they're guaranteeing the LEDs, and you know, it's just another level of quality control. Okay, so that's my favorite mask. Well, they actually have an acne mask. And I don't know if I was just in the dark or if because I don't personally have acne, I just missed it. But I think that it's important that you know about it because if you are somebody who has acne, and it does not matter if you are my age and you have a hormonal acne or you have a teenager who has acne, the gamut, it doesn't matter. Blue LED light is very, very helpful for mitigating that bacteria, that acne causing bacteria, as well as lowering inflammation. So they actually have a series 2 that looks just like this one, but it is 2 wavelengths. It is blue at 415, which is the studied wavelength for working on acne. And then it also has red, and the red is at 633. So that's the perfect red wavelength. Those are the 2 wavelengths, and together, those are going to help to lower inflammation and fight that bacteria and really help to improve acne. Blue light is incredible. When I was in the treatment room, anytime I worked on anybody with acne, I always finished the treatment with a session of blue light. And obviously it makes more sense to be consistent with the light to help to get some really good results. But even in the treatment room, I knew even one good dose of that light could help to lower inflammation, could help to clear acne. So if you are somebody who suffers from acne and you'd like to get a little bit of a red light as well as get that calming blue light in as well, then this is a mask that should definitely be on your radar. It also would be really, really great for a teenager who has acne because obviously it is non-invasive. It is great because it isn't a pill or a cream or a lotion that might be harsh. Although, listen to your derm, that's definitely the most important thing. But I do like that it is a therapy that is non-invasive that can truly help to improve an acne situation. It also has the submental piece, which I think is really fantastic because a lot of us, especially when it comes to hormones, can get acne all, along here and here. And teenagers can too, as well as it will help with acne that is in a beard and along the jaw. And I just love that it has the lights down there, just like I love that with the CurrentBody Series 2 for anti-aging. So I wanted to put that on your radar because I think a lot of people don't realize that that exists from CurrentBody, and it's genuinely the most comfortable mask. It is the best design, and the lights carry that same quality control, the same Veritas, guarantee and quality control, which I think is really, really cool. They're the first company that has done that literally sifts through and gets rid of the LEDs that aren't up to snuff. All right, we're going to end with a face wash that I discovered that I think is super duper cool, and it's very inexpensive. It's by the Icky List. This is their Hydrating Cream to Milk Cleanser. Now, I know that I said that everything we're going to talk about today would be unique and cool and blah, blah, blah. I realize a cleanser doesn't seem unique and cool. The reason why this is first of all, it reminds me very, very, very much of a favorite that has been discontinued. Honest Beauty had one that was like a gel to milk cleanser that I recommended for years and years. It's gone. And this reminds me quite a bit of that. And it also reminds me of another one from U Beauty that is called, I think it's called The Mantle. I love that one as well. And it's very, very expensive. Well, when I was picking something else from the Icky List up for a video, I saw this and I picked it up, and you guys, it is such a fantastic cleanser. If you are someone who has dry skin, if you have normal skin or normal to dry skin, you may really, really love this. I like to put this on dry skin. It emulsifies all my makeup and sunscreen and all that stuff. I rinse with some water and then I wipe up any of the excess with a wet cloth. And it leaves the skin so beautiful, and it's super duper affordable. I think it's a fantastic, I don't know how long it's been out. It's new to me, but if you are somebody on the hunt for a good cream cleanser and you do not want to spend a bunch of money, this is such a great recommendation. It kind of squeezed into this video because it's not like revolutionary, but it's definitely one of those things that's worth sharing with you. It's one of those things that I happened upon, I stumbled upon, and it's really, really good, especially given the price point. So that is the Hydrating Cream to Milk Cleanser, fragrance-free, huge and affordable from the Icky List. So if you're on the hunt, this is a good one to check out. All right, you guys, those are the most unique new discoveries that I have either discovered or has been sent to me in the last little while. I'd love to hear your thoughts on any of these, or what's something that you've discovered recently that you want to share with the group. It's so fun. I love learning about things from you. And let me tell you, you give me recommendations and I usually go check them out to see if there's something to share with the group, because I think that is the way that we get really good recommendations. I hope that you are having the most wonderful day, and I will talk to you in my next skincare video. Take care.